So I was watching tennis today. U.S. Open's on, right? And I like tennis. Like football's my thing. I'm a football guy. That's far first and foremost, really. But tennis is right up there, like in the top five. So I'm watching, and it was Nadal. He was playing some no name, so he kicked his butt. But I started thinking about how successful, like the big three in tennis. Like think back to when we first started dating, like who we were watching play tennis in 2005. Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal. All right, Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, the big three they call them. Nowhere in the history of sport, in any sport on the planet, has there been such a dominance of three people in their sport for that length of time. Like, it's ridiculous. Since 2003, there have been 64 Grand Slam tennis championships, 4 year. Guess how many have been won by one of those three players? Now I'll put it the other way. Guess how many of them have been won not by those three players? 9. 56 out of 63 tournaments have been won by Rafa, Roger, and Novak. Like, that's sick. That's total sick dominance. Like, an example, because I come with, as far as a similar type of sport, golf, it's a single person sport where you get paid based on your production, right? In the same length of time, we'll take the big three from golf: Gary Player, Arnold Palmer, and Jack Nicklaus. Take those three. Palmer won his first championship, I think it was 58. And going 15 years from there, meaning there would be 63 major golf championships, 43 of the 63 have been won by other people. And they're considered the big three. Yet nobody talks about Rafa. It's the big three. That's huge. That's sick. It's a sick amount of dominance. Like, people bitch about Brady and when's he going to retire so someone else can win a championship. I mean, we are living in an age of just like dominance. Like, what's our closest example? I mean, basketball. Sure, you had the Lakers and the Celtics. They won I think 10 out of 16 championships. But even still, that's not even close to the same. It's just sick dominance. Anyways, I hope Roger wins another one. That's my point. Anyways, in other news, I saw an interview with John Elway. And he was telling Colin Cowherd that he doesn't regret not playing longer. Because when he retired, if anyone remembers when he retired, it was very sudden. He just won back-to-back championships. He was 36, 30-something. Like, he wasn't all 38 maybe. He wasn't that old. And he was good. Like, he was still playing really well at the height of his game. He was the MVP of a Super Bowl. And then the next day he announced he retires. So Colin asked him if he regrets retiring. Like, do you still have a couple of years left in the tank? And he said, it's better to go a couple of years too soon than a couple of years too late. And he didn't come right out and say this, but I think what was written between those lines is he's saying, Brett Favre. Brett Favre's legacy is tarnished because he retired too late. Well, actually, he retired 4 times, but after his final time, it was too late. We had already seen him decline, and you saw that waste, that he wasn't the guy he was, a shell of the man he used to be, no longer leading his team, hurting his team. Peyton Manning, the same thing. His last year, yes, he won a championship, but he was a shell of himself. I mean, the defense of Denver pretty much dragged him to a Super Bowl. So, and that, I'll always remember that about them. That's how they'll be remembered. And I think Brady is just too good to be remembered as a guy that let himself go and stayed on too long. And it happens too often. Guys stick around too long, and then that's what you know them as. And that was John Elway said that, and it makes a lot of sense. How he didn't actually say, I didn't want to be tarnished like other people, but that's pretty much what he meant, I think. So, yeah, obviously I'm a Brady fan. I want Brady to win another one and then retire. Just like right then, as soon as the Super Bowl's done, just grab the mic and say, we won, I'm done. That's it. Actually, no, he'd never do that. He's too classy. He wouldn't want to ruin that moment. He'd do it months later or something like that. So, whatever. Anyhow, that's today's in sports for me. See the tagline. Stay strong, be positive, fight like hell.